Good morning, good morning. It's the Last Minute Laura Show. Good morning, good morning. Hello, hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Laura, hi. Please don't look at whatever mess is on my floor that I'm now noticing in the back. It looks like it's leaves back here. Well, now I've drawn your attention to it. Good morning! Welcome back. If you're new here, hello, I'm Laura. This is the Last Minute Laura morning show. We get together on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays to hang out, chat, get our day started together, talk about what's going on in our lives, in the world, crafty related talk. Today I'm going to be knitting while we hang out. And I'm going to be talking a lot about garden stuff because right now I'm pretty much fully invested and obsessed with my flower garden and my vegetable garden. I'm honestly way more interested in the flowers because I haven't been cooking enough to appreciate the vegetables yet. I will. I'll get back into cooking. I'll get back into all the fun things. But right now the flowers are really what's getting me somewhere. I'm having a very good time outside. I have a bouquet that I picked for you this morning. It has some anemone, some primroses, some willow branches, some, what are those called? Buttercups, and some snow in summer, some straw flowers. I picked a bunch of flowers. I'll show them to you a little bit later. I must have chicken curry soon again. How was it, Karen? Ooh, yum. Chicken curry. I love chicken. I love curry. I love food. I was going to go like backwards in terms of like, I really like coconut curry, red curry, like coconut curry with chicken. I like curry in general. I like spicy food in general. I like food in general, like, let's be honest. It's so cool that we're all in different times of day. It's 7 a.m. where I am. Laura, it's 8 a.m. where I am. 8 a.m. Eastern. I am in Southern Ontario. I tried to have my hair down today because it was looking curly. Like, check this out. Hold on. There's like an actual curl somewhere down there. Like an actual one. Maybe you can't see it, but I saw it earlier. Anyway, my hair, this top piece decided to part down the middle. And it went like really, it wasn't a look. So I was like, I'll just put it in a hair elastic. I don't have any hair elastics. I don't know what happened, but apparently they have all been eaten or dissolved into thin air. So I had to use a scrunchie, and now I look like a child from the 90s or a teenager from the 80s. 2 in the afternoon where you are, 9 a.m. for Melanie. That is fun. Laura, you look so pretty today. Thank you, Louisa. I put makeup on for the first time in like 3 days. We had a little bit of a dramatic event. It wasn't dramatic, but like I'm dramatic, so I can make things dramatic. We ran out of water the day before yesterday. We haven't had that happen here. For those of you that are new here, first of all, hello, I'm Laura. Subscribe, like the video, those sorts of things. Pretty please. I'd really appreciate it. But secondly, we live out in the country, and when you live in the country where I live, there isn't city water. So city water basically means that there's pipes under the street that go to your house, so when you turn the tap on, you could run water forever. When you're in the country, that stops being a thing. So we have a cistern. You can have a well or a cistern. A well can be like auto-filling, like if it's below the water line, you can have it fill up on its own. We have a cistern, which means every month a man in a truck comes and fills a big, huge thing under our house with water. And as you have been hearing me talk about the garden, I've been watering a garden like every day since May 15th, May 17th, somewhere around there. So my water, we've been using way more water than we usually would. I was hoping we would be getting rain, which would have taken care of the issue of watering the seedlings in the garden, but I can't not water them or they'll die because they're baby plants, right? So I was watering them for like 2 weeks, which means I was using double the amount of water that we used for half the month, which is weird that we lasted so much longer because I think of it like I was using the hose for probably an hour every day in the evening. I don't know. I'm trying to think like what's a really long shower. I do like a half-hour shower would be like a good long shower. So probably like 2 showers extra worth of water every single day for 15 days. Like that's 30 showers additional, which means we've not been using very much water, is what I'm coming to in my realization. It's that Alex and I have only been having our water tank filled once a month, and we haven't run out of water in like a year because I figured out how much water we like have. So I guess I'm more aware of something because we haven't run out ever again. And the water guy just comes on the first of the month every month and he fills our tank. But when we first moved here, we were calling whenever we ran out and then they would come fill it. It's neither here nor there. Right now, we had our water filled yesterday, so we're back full, which is why I showered. But there was a scary 2-day period where we had no water and I had to use like jugs of water to water my seedlings. And I left every other plant just high and dry. But everything survived, so it's or almost everything survived. Maybe a few seedlings died, but none that were very upsetting. Let me say hi to everybody, by the way, because I haven't even said hello to who's in the chat today. Louisa's here. Hello, Louisa. Hey, Sid. Excitement for the garden eats. It was very exciting. I'm excited to share about it. V, good morning. Dina, good morning. Thank you for sharing, Dina. Liked and shared every morning. Thank you. Karen, hi, all crafters and gardeners. Hey, Karen. Candace, good morning. Nice to see you. Frida, good morning. Dina, oh, I said good morning. Did I say twice to Frida? Hello, Frida, good morning. First full meal from the garden. Does that include the coop too? Yikes. Well, technically it includes the coop, but we did not eat chicken, if that's what you're asking. The coop makes eggs, remember. And Dawn's here. Good morning, Dawn. Nice to see you. Mary Grace, good morning. Hi. Birdie, hello world. How are you all? Good morning, Birdie. I'm very well today. I woke up at 5, so I am feeling like $1,000,000. And I didn't put on mascara, so I could rub my eyes if I need to, which is also great. Laura, hi, nice to see you. Melanie, if by coop you mean eggs, then I'm sure yes, but I don't think Laura could ever eat her chickens. I think you're correct, Melanie. I just don't think I could. Living up to your name this morning, very last minute. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought I had way more time. I walked to the computer, sat down, and I was like, oh, it's already after 5. I wasn't even rushing. I was just in the bathroom being like, my eyebrows. So sorry. Also, veggies are full meals. That's also a fact. Melanie, they definitely are. How is Millicent doing today, Frida? And Frida, Candace, she's great. She's currently curled up like a little sausage by my feet for her afternoon nap. Thunder is sleeping for his morning nap, which comes right after his early morning nap, but not before his brunch nap. Thunder's a napper. When I was outside, yesterday I was outside for like 8 hours of the day, and he was with me most of it. He would come inside when I came inside, and when I was outside, he would just like lie down a meter away from me. He had a very good day. I chopped a red chili and my fingertips are burning. Your fingertips are burning? Wow, that must be a really hot pepper. I thought how? It burns your physical skin? That's scary. I've heard that about lime juice. Apparently if you get lime juice on you and then it gets in the sun, you can get like a chemical burn from it. I know that chilies will like burn your saliva glands and any wet spots on you, they'll burn, you know, like your eyes, nose, mouth, that sort of stuff. It hurts, but I didn't realize it could hurt your skin too. Well, wash your hands with, what deactivates spice? Milk has what in it? Is it the lactic acid that destroys the spicy part? The capsaicin? I'm not a doctor, I don't know the words. Just ate lunch, yummy-licious chicken curry. Wow, someone has a very sun-kissed look. You are glowing. Literally, Candace, both of my sisters said the same thing last night. Thank you. Appreciate it. Taking it as a compliment. I've been wearing sunscreen except on my hands, and they straight up look dirty. People wear hand sunscreen. Look at my hands. Do you see, like, this is my skin color, but I've been, like, working in the garden. This whole patch, it's, like, more freckled than it used to be. Like, I just have a lot more freckles. But even my fingers are freckled now. But from far away, it just kind of appears like a bruise or like dirt, like my hands specifically. I started using that serum on my hands because I was looking at them and I'm like, they look old. When did my hands get old? You know, like young people's hands have like the dimples where the knuckles are because there's like extra hand fat. Those dimples are gone. Now there's just knuckles. I didn't even realize that those dimples left. And then I was looking at my hands and I was like, When did they get old? Anyway, moisturize your hands, people. Your hands and your neck, right? That's where your age shows. I finally taught myself how to thread my serger. Oh my God. Melanie, well done. Good learning. That was a YouTube video search for me when I had to redo my serger. Lucky for me, I had the woman who gave me the serger show me how to do it a couple of times. And in high school, I had a serger in my fashion class, and our teacher showed us how to thread it like twice. So I have like somewhere back there, the knowledge exists, you know. Amanda, good morning. Good morning. Can't stay. Monkey has online school, but so glad to see you're doing well. I'm glad you're here, Amanda. It was nice to see you, and check back later. We're here Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays if you've got time. Mary Grace, thunder in the background. Yeah, working really hard. He had a hard day. Ew, I pulled a tick off of him this weekend, and it had been there a while. It wasn't a little tick anymore. It was so gross. He has his tick meds, so I thought it was supposed to just die. But I guess it didn't. It's Melanie impressive. Those are hard to thread, I've heard. It's just that there's like 4 things that you have to thread. So like, you know how a sewing machine has like 6 different spaces for the needle for the thread to go before you put it in the needle? A serger has all those 6 different places, but multiplied by 4 or 8, just like a huge amount of threads. Jess, hey Jess, I hand dyed my first bit of fabric today with buttercups. Thank you for teaching me how to do it. How did the buttercups turn out? What color did you get? And that's awesome. It's so frustrating for a singer, which are workhorses, but so finicky till you get it right, right? You'll start going and one thread will break and you're like, I just threaded all of them. You have to like turn off the machine, take all of the thread off of the machine and like start from scratch. Every time that I've had to rethread a serger, I rethreaded the whole thing. I never try to do just one of the threads because it never works. Then something else happens somehow. Causes rage. So I can't pull up YouTube, and is Laura going to be another hour? I'm here. Good morning, Laura. Good morning, AJ. I got your message. That's that was very sweet of you. I really do appreciate that you made socks for me. That was very sweet, and I'm excited to see them. And that's really cool. You said something else. You are making dresses? AJ, you're looking for someone to make a dress for you, or you want to make a dress for someone? I don't think I understood. Frida, Melanie, I bet I haven't. I always forget the reminder starting 5 minutes after the fact. Same, Candace. I'm the one who's doing it, and I get a notification on my computer. Like, yeah, obviously I'm subscribed to my channel. Or am I even subscribed to my own channel? Do you subscribe to your own channel? I don't know. Is it automatic or either way, I get a notification also. I just had to exit and come back in. Did I miss the good morning song? Rebecca, you did. Good morning, good morning. It's the Last Minute Laura show. Good morning, good morning. Hello. There you go. You can have it twice. Wow, my YouTube didn't register that the live had started. Yeah, I think that YouTube has an issue. I think it's like you guys shouldn't be here early. Like that's what YouTube wants. But the problem there is that you get the notification after I've already been talking for 5 minutes. So then it's like, YouTube, hello. I never use sunscreen. I'm a shade person. The only time I'm in sunlight is when I'm in water. I've been wearing sunscreen, maybe not 100% of the time, but when I'm not wearing sunscreen, I wear long clothes. So, you know, what can I do? I can't help it. I am trying to wear sunscreen when I'm remembering to, but I'm still getting freckled. Like I can't not freckle. I don't think that's preventable. I've never not gotten my freckles in the summer. I mean, have I ever been really, really diligent and no, you know what? My sister is like a sunscreen expert. She's like the girl that wears sunscreen lip balm in the winter. Like she is protective. Her hands are going to look like 14 years old until she dies. But she still has freckles. So no, I think my freckles would come even if I wore all sunscreen all the time. But I'm doing better with wearing my sunglasses too. I've been, making myself nervous about my eyesight because in my family that is something that happens later is degenerative eyesight, and that's fine. Like I'm not like worried about aging, but I am worried that I'm gonna make it worse earlier. Like my genetic flaws are not my concern, it's my preventable like damage that I'm concerned about, aka my skin care is getting better at the sun care, but also my eyes. I'm worried about my eyes because I already have, I can show you, I'm not sensitive about it. Like I'm embarrassed about it for myself, I'm not shy about anyone knowing about it. It's more just like it's something that when I think about, I don't like it. So look at my eyes. Do you see? I can't see what I'm showing you right now, but do you see the inner area of my eye, how it's a little bit yellow? On both sides, on the inside, there's like yellowness to my eyes in the white part. And I don't know if it showed up properly because, again, I can't look while I'm looking at you. But that yellowness is basically like a permanent sunburn on my eye. I've had my liver tested because my doctor noticed it a long time ago and was like, we should just double check that your liver isn't doing anything weird. And I was like, okay, cool, because I didn't realize jaundice was a thing. It wasn't that, obviously. So then I had, I was taking like supplements, thinking that would help. I was doing eye drops, thinking it was like, I don't know. Anyway, after here and there, basically it's like a sunburn to the white of your eye. It's from repeat sun exposure to the whites of your eyes. The problem is it can basically behave like scar tissue and like expand. And in time, like if I didn't wear sunglasses for the rest of my life, by the time I'm like 70, it could start to impair my vision. And I already am going to have the genetic flaw of impaired vision. So I don't want to add to that and have like double impaired vision, because right now my vision is like perfect and Alex has the genetic, like he needs glasses. So I don't know. I'm just like, I've been wearing sunglasses. That's all. My eyes are blue, obviously, and that means that they are not protected. So fun fact, did you know that if you have blue eyes, you do not have the protection, like the melanin that is in brown eyes, or I think it's melanin that's in brown eyes too, right? I know it's melanin that's in dark skin, but I mean, brown eyes have a layer of additional protection from the sun. Blue eyes and pale or like light colored eyes don't have the protection. So if you do have fairer colored, like lighter, cool tone, not even paler, cool tone, because it's just like blues and then browns, right? Anyway, if you have blue eyes, wear sunglasses. I mean, probably wear sunglasses, everybody, but if you have blue eyes, you don't have the same level of protection from the sun for your actual eyeballs. So that's the rabbit hole I was in. So now I wear sunglasses, and I'm trying really hard to wear sunscreen, especially on my nose, because last summer I got a really bad sunburn on my nose, and it took until like midwinter to fully heal all the way. Hold on. I just want to commemorate Laura's wedding with a spring bumble fabric. This is why it feels we're all a part of it. Hold on. All a part. Bumblebee fabric. You want to commemorate the wedding with bumblebee fabric. For what? So hold on. I fell behind. I was wondering if I could make project bags for the group for a $2 donation. Well, I'm not going to like ask anybody to send money to anybody else for stuff. You guys are more than welcome to buy things and sell things from each other, but I don't want to like do it on behalf of my wedding, AJ, if that's okay. I don't really want it to be like a, for Laura's wedding, buy something from me. I don't know how that is. I don't know if that makes it something that I'm responsible for as well, because it's for my wedding. But if anybody wants to buy project bags for projects, AJ makes project bags. There's a good way to get a project bag. That's where I'm at right now, learning what parts I can BS my way through. I found the hard way. There's no shortcuts to sewing, unfortunately. Right? Yeah, it takes a lot of using shortcuts that aren't going to give you a good result to be like, oh, I really just need to put the zipper in the way the instructions say. Like, I really just need to put the buttonholes in the way the machine wants me to. Like, you can't cheat the system for sewing. That's how I feel anyway. Okay. AJ, I think that it's a great idea, and you can definitely talk to people in the Discord about it. I just don't want to do it as if it's like a wedding favor. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to add in stress related to the wedding, basically. Louisa, I need to change my glasses this month. New frame for my face. I have to prepare my husband. He doesn't like to spend on that. I say, it's my face. Louisa, it's also your vision. So you could just like drop your glasses and be like, I can't see. I can't drive. Sorry. Can't make any food. Sorry. Can't clean anything. Sorry. Can't. I'm trying to think of other jobs, but all of them that are coming to my head are now coming out as like woman jobs. That's not what I meant. I just mean like I can't do any jobs that he doesn't want to do because I can't see. That's what I would do. No, it isn't. I don't need glasses, but you know what I mean. Hey, Wilma, good morning. Sid, do it Or do it all by hand, not faster, but much more predictable. Yeah, Sid, so there's no shortcuts, exactly. So either you can do it nicely by hand, you can do a perfect job, but it's going to be no shortcuts, you got to take a long time, or you can do it by machine, but you got to do it properly by machine. My glasses are the ones that tint in the sun. Alex used to have those, but then in every single photo of us from the first 3 years of our relationship, it looks like he's wearing sunglasses. So the next time he got glasses, I was like, I would really prefer if you didn't get the transition ones. He was like, why? And I was like, because every photo we have, even if we're inside a building, if the building is well lit, it looks like you're wearing sunglasses or partial sunglasses, which is fine, but you're not a celebrity, and now it looks like I'm always with a celebrity. He has beautiful, crystal clear blue eyes. Alex has the most beautiful face, and for 3 years, all of our photos, you can't see his eyes. So the next time we got glasses, I bought them for him, and I bought him... Oh, no, I didn't. You guys bought him glasses last time. I forgot to tell you that. No, I didn't forget to tell you that. I haven't reminded you in a long time. When we lived in Toronto, that's when Alex got his last set of glasses, and it was paid for by the YouTube AdSense. So Alex and I were like, YouTube bought your glasses? So YouTube, you guys all bought Alex's glasses, which is cool. So we bought 2 pairs, one of the actual shades and then one of daytime, not shades. I would love to try transitions. They are cool, but I also... Alex doesn't not wear glasses, so whenever we were taking pictures, it would be he would take his glasses off for the photo, but he doesn't ever take his glasses off in real life. So it was there's photos of Alex with no glasses on, but that's not actually how he looks. So when I see the photo, I'm like, that's a scam. You know what I mean? My dad has blue eyes, Mary Grace. Oh, see, I got distracted and stopped knitting. My dad has blue eyes, Mary Grace says. My mom has hazel, bluish green. My older brother has blue eyes, and my younger brother has gray-blue eyes. I have brown, green, hazel eyes. That's cool. My dad has crystal clear baby blue, the palest icy blue you've ever seen. And my little sister has gray blue, light blue like him. I think that my brother, my sister, and I all have comparable eyes. They're not necessarily the same. We all have our, our special uniquenesses, but they're all mostly a blue-green. Whatever you would call my eyes. From far away, from here, it looks like I got blue eyes. When you see them up close, there's other stuff going on. That's my siblings. There's a little bit of other stuff going on in their eyes, but they're all kind of in the same realm as me. My mom has true hazel eyes. They're very weird. Because from far away, they're hazel, and you come up close, and they're actually green with actually brown. She's I've got very unique eyes. Fun fact, anything but brown are all variations of blue. Right. Because it would just be the genetic soup gives you more of a green look or more of a blue look or whatever, right? But still, it's all the same base options were all the same. But hazel is something, it's got to be something different, right? It's just not, it's not blue. My mom's eyes, you wouldn't call her eyes blue ever. There would be no situation that you would say that someone would mistake my mom as blue. My niece is graduating our version of high school, which is 1 year longer than the American one. Good. More education before you make them be adults. That video you sent me about Sweden, Frida, I was like, I feel like Sweden's a good place to make healthy people. Are there serial killers from Sweden? I doubt it, right? Hazel is a combo. Oh, cool. That makes sense. Actually blue and actually green, or actually blue and actually brown makes hazel. Anywho. Oh, do you want to hear about my first full meal from the garden that Alex and I had yesterday? Maybe that was a little bit of a misnomer. It makes it sound like we had meat. We didn't. We had eggs. So I had made pickled eggs how long ago? Well, they're still good to eat. In case you were wondering, pickled eggs, they last because they were in our fridge, and I was thinking I want to make more pickled eggs, but I want to try to make them with herbs from the garden, so I can be homesteaders of Canada goals one day. I need to learn how to make the food in order to live that life, right? So anyway, I was going in the fridge and getting pickled eggs out because I wanted to eat them all so that we can make more. That's the whole story. So yesterday we picked, are you ready to hear all the things that we picked for food? Asparagus, the first thing, survived and threw up 2 beautiful spears in between my all my flower seedlings, because I planted over top of them with annuals because I knew that there was going to be like the root ball wasn't going to be disturbed by annual flowers, so I figured I could plant over top of asparagus. Should be fine, right? Well, it's been fine, and the asparagus put up 2 spears, so I cut 2 spears of asparagus. Like, they weren't big or anything, but like, I'm a god because it didn't die. That's all that you need to know, really. So asparagus, nasturtium, kale, Swiss chard, collard greens, rainbow chard. Did I say nasturtium? I probably did because it's so exciting. Nasturtium. What's another edible plant that I have? All of the herbs. I picked all of the herbs. I picked some rosemary, some sage, some thyme, some oregano, a bunch of mint, a lot of different varieties of basil. I just chopped up all the herbs and threw them in a bowl. Like, I chopped them up fairly fine. The rosemary, I only used a little bit because I don't like eating rosemary. I like the flavor. And then I mixed all that together. I added some olive oil, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, a little bit of soy sauce, some sesame seeds. These things I didn't grow, they were in the fridge, and a little bit of mayonnaise and a little bit of lemon juice, and then salt and pepper. I'm using black pepper every time I cook now, and Alex is not having allergic reactions. It's like I'm living my best life. I haven't eaten black pepper in like 4 years because Alex is allergic to it, so I just don't get it on my food, because usually I don't finish my food, Alex finishes it, right? Like, I'll eat, I say right, like, you know. Well, usually I don't eat all of my meal. Alex will finish my meal, so I don't order black pepper on anything if I order it, and I don't make it with black pepper if I'm eating it, because if Alex is going to eat it, he's allergic to it. I've been kind of saying, like, sort your own life out, buddy, and he's been fine. No allergic reaction, so I think that medicine that he was on for, like, 2 years, I don't know if that's how that works, but he has not had a reaction to black pepper at all since I've been cooking with it. So I added all those things into a bowl, smooshed them all together to make this like nasty looking salad dressing. It tasted good, so don't worry about it. Oh, and I chopped up an onion, half an onion, so that wasn't from the garden. Oh, but I did get chives from the garden and dill from the garden. I feel like there was another edible like plant that wasn't a salad green. Oh, radishes. Okay, so radishes, all of the greens have come up, but I have to thin them. So Alex coughing in the background, lol. Yes, Frida. I love black pepper. Rebecca, me too, but I couldn't because I care more about Alex's face than I do about black pepper. When he used to get a reaction from his foods, he would get like I'm talking all the way up to his nose, all the way down to his chin, and all the way out would be red and blistered, like very similar to if he like had eaten hot wings, like a lot of hot wings, like all evening. You know how like a teenage boy who's eaten a lot of hot wings will have like red around their mouth? It would be like that, but way worse, and it would last all through the following day until he took like an antihistamine. So like, and that would happen with pepper and cinnamon and what else? Citrus, any citrus fruit. Pretty much it was a lot of things were causing that. So I think that his body was just like, food, probably allergic. I should just react. So what am I trying to say? He's not badly allergic to black pepper right now, hopefully. Let me read to catch up. I missed some stuff. I feel like somebody came in that I didn't see. Oh, Jess, the buttercup fabric turned out a golden yellow. Awesome. I'm going to take some pictures of it and post it on Instagram. My mom and I have set up an Instagram so to share our crafts. That's awesome, Jess. Cool. I'm excited to see. Hey there, Mayo. We got a very small chicken egg, so we can call it the world's smallest chicken. It's so tiny, which I haven't even measured its actual size. Oh, that's so cute. It probably doesn't have a yolk in it, Mayo. When you crack it open, it'll either have a very small yolk or no yolk at all. Is it your chicken's first eggs, or is it an older chicken? Or because usually young chickens will do that. Laura, it was in the 80s, and yes, they are more diligent now. Oh, sorry. Oh, what thing? Laura, the Prime Minister lives a pretty normal life, not many bodyguards and stuff. Oh, yeah, we don't have any active serial killers. Lots of gangs in Sweden? Would never have guessed. I'm avoiding stuff now during the birch pollen season. It seems like our pollen season is almost over for Alex. He is taking pills now for his allergies, but I mean, he's not snoofling and sneezing as much. I'm allergic to amoxicillin. Oh gosh, I turned into the spawn of Satan. Honestly, I thought it, even though I wasn't trying to kill me, but my family, that was terrifying. Oh my gosh, that's terrifying. It's an older chicken. We have all of our hens for a full year. That's so weird. He's having an eczema flare-up from his allergies. Well, Mary Grace, I don't know that he was having an eczema flare-up from his allergies or if he was having an allergy flare-up from his eczema. He was very much, his skin was very reactive. So his eczema would flare up for no reason and so would his allergies. Or for little reason. It was not for no reason ever. It was just for, like, a reason that didn't seem worth it for such a flare-up. Alex got a discount code on Uber Eats for 75% off, and he has been using it.
Also, our car is broken.
Also, our car is broken. We can't drive our car right now. Is there a donut for us? Frida says, sounds! I think your spring is a few weeks more advanced than ours. True. That is true. I hear something. Sorry about the audio. I know that Alex's bag of food is right next to the microphone. Eczema flares up mostly in the winter, but any other time is due to stress. Oh, my eczema flares up. Alex's eczema, it was probably stress related, but it was also the world. It was not a good time. Thank you, honey. That was very nice of you. Would you mind taking the tea bags out of the tea? Thanks. My hero, because I got rid of all my mugs on my desk today, so I don't have anywhere to put them. Oh, that's an extra one. Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, sorry. Here's the donut. Honey Cruller. Tim Hortons Honey Cruller. High quality donuts. The lilacs are just starting, and ours are just about to be finished, our lilacs. What happened to the car? Alex took out the entire brake system, so our car is currently sitting on, like, stilts in our garage, or whatever car stilts are called, jacks. They're sitting on jacks in the car, in the garage, sorry, and Alex is in the process of trying to replace the brake line, and I have all confidence in him. But even if it didn't work out for any reason, it's okay. We can fix it. You can fix it, Alex. So yeah, our car is currently out of commission. So sorry, everyone, I can't drive to you. There's a really good reason why I can't visit you. It's because I literally can't drive. Did he run into an issue, or is he waiting on parts? I think... You have all the parts? I think he has all the parts. So I think it's I don't know that he ran into an issue, or... Well, it's a new... No, it's the same repair. It's the same repair. But the thing now is... Okay, so he has the parts. I think that it's a more intense job than the instructions would show. So, Candace, it's not too hard. My hubby has done it on one of our cars in the past. Yeah, I think that he's figuring it out, but it's like a long piece of metal. Like, it's like twice as long as the car, but it's bent into a shape that is as long as the car. Like, it's like this line of metal, but the line of metal can't be empty. It has to always have brake fluid in it. So there's something like that has to be, there's like time sensitive jobs. Like, he can leave the car right now, but when he starts the next part of the job, he has to finish that next part of the job. So it's, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Can you tell? Stop. I'll need to go get one. Melanie, you probably should. Tim Hortons Honey Cruller, where it's at. No apostrophe. Tim Hortons, a Quebec thing. Tim Hortons, a Quebec thing. That's weird that there's no apostrophe, because isn't it as though it belongs to Tim Hortons? The store is not called Tim Hortons. It's a coffee shop belonging to Tim Horton. Like, it is Tim Horton's coffee shop, right? Like, Tim Horton was a person who invested in a coffee shop. Therefore, my town has no donut shop. Well, your town is seriously lacking for things. Obviously, probably not. If it doesn't have a donut shop, you probably have something wonderful, like a pie shop, or a cookie store, or a cupcake factory. I don't know. You've got to have some sweet baked good somewhere. Well, if you get air in the brake lines, you have to flush the air out, which is another process to go through. Maybe that's why. Again, my name is Laura, and I can build you all kinds of stuff out of wood and a hammer. I can make fabric out of string. I'm not going to get into car repair. That is like, the hobbies I have take up all my mental space. Thank you. It's because of the French language laws in Quebec. Weird. French language laws in Quebec. Oh, Quebec. Beautiful Quebec. Oh, the eggs are turning. Our eggs due to hatch on Sunday. I've had to help my dad flush brakes before, and it can take a while. Yeah, well, I will be there to help when I am called upon, but I am not going to seek out the information. Like, for example, yesterday we got our water filled, and our water pump had been running for 8 hours with no water in our cistern. So the automatic turnoff of the pump obviously was not functioning, so our water, like, was not, even after the water filled up in the tank, it couldn't move through the pump because there was air in the line. That's the problem, but you don't know that as someone who doesn't know that, so I was looking around trying to figure out why our water was not working, even though I knew we were full of water. So, see, that sort of thing, I'll YouTube it. I'll find out. I primed the line. I had to undo a nut. I had to pour water into a specific vessel, and then I had to turn on the pump, turn off the pump, and turn on the pump again. I can do that. I can do things that are like that. And I know that a car could be like that, like follow exactly the instructions and you should be able to get it right. But for the most part, I can only do very small jobs where I have to do everything exactly right. If I have large jobs, I lose interest, aka putting the sewing machine back together. Thought it was a small job because it's a small machine, lots of pieces, lost interest. Prime the pump so that the water pump works, no problem. Fix the toilet, no problem. There's only like 10 pieces, so there's only like 12 steps maximum. I can't pass a certain number of steps where I have to do each step properly in the right order. There's a number that once I hit it, I don't understand why anyone would want to do that for their hobby. But again, you know, to each his own. AJ's such a nice bag. Oh, did AJ post one? Just made a post in general about the sample bag. Oh, cool. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, wow, that's really pretty. Oh, wow, you like followed a pattern. When you say like project bag, I just assume like my version of what a project bag is, which is like the simplest tote bag. Cute. Bumblebee, bumblebee. Cute, cute, cute. Okie dokie. Also, for those of you that are like, what you talking about, Willis? I am talking about the Discord, which is a private chat room for everybody in our little group here. If you'd like to join that private Discord, just join my Patreon. It's $2 a month, and you get access to the Discord, which means you can chat with all these folks outside of the live stream, and also you could send me pictures, which is fun. And what else do you get? Oh, and my bullet journal spreads, which I've been posting a lot more of lately because I found my old bullet journals. I also started a new bullet journal. I have not even finished the story about the recipe because I got distracted talking about the car. Oh my god, I know what you mean. Yeah, so just sit. It's just ADHD things. Frida, I'm definitely young. I'm not looking forward to finals in my school year, I imagine. If Alex learned how to fix small engines, he could do your machine. Literally what he said to me. He was like, after the car, I'm going to fix your sewing machine. And I was like, that's silly, but okay. I 100% support the idea of him learning about it. Off topic, I still haven't received the package, Laura. Okay, well, how about this? Hold on. I didn't get a tracking number because I'm an idiot. What could we do? I don't know. Is there a way that I can... Not if I didn't get a tracking number. Aww. Okay, well, how about this? Rebecca, let's give it to the end of the week, and if it doesn't come to the end of the week, then I'll dye some new yarn. You can pick the colors, and I'll send you some new yarn. I'm sorry that it hasn't come yet, but it's It's not with me. I can tell you that. Birdie, did you see my black petunia on Discord? No, but now I do. Well, I said now I do because I clicked Discord, but I haven't actually seen it yet. Now I'm going to is what I mean. Black petunia, where are you? Are you in the live stream discussion? No. Are you in general? No. Missy needs a cocktail, has peas ready to harvest. Crazy. So pretty, that salmon nasturtium V. Is it going to be variegated because it's the Alaskan mix? Oh, there we go. There's the black petunia. Oh, that's lovely. That's so nice. My mama has a black petunia as well, like one black petunia as well. She didn't get seeds from it last year, but how? Like, I know obviously they probably did some crazy genetic thing, darkening the purple down by breeding dark purple to dark purple forever and ever, but like, wow. Black flowers are so cool. My mom has black irises, and they're not purple, they're not blue, they're black irises. Can you imagine having a whole garden bed of like black petunias, black irises, black hollyhocks? By the way, Candace, I planted the black hollyhocks yesterday. I don't know if they're gonna grow, but I figure we're like at least a couple of months behind Roots and Refuge, and she has those black hollyhocks, and they're like just finishing where she's at. So we'll see if any of them will sprout. Also, some very exciting news to me. The amaranth actually came up. It's only seedlings right now, like it only has its two first leaves, but the amaranth it worked. It takes as long to send something from here as it is to get mail into here. Yeah, it takes a long time for us to get mail. It takes a long time for us to send mail. Gotta love Mississauga. I do appreciate Mississauga because that makes us have Amazon shipping. I mean, obviously Amazon's the devil, we all know that, but I mean, it's like one-day shipping for a lot of things. I found 2 black petunias at Walmart this year in their 4 for $10 section. Cool, I will check. Because I already said to Alex, like, oh, we should go to the garden center. And he was like, for what, Laura? And I was like, okay, well, first of all, feeling attacked right now. Second of all, for flowers, obviously. And he was like, where are you going to put them? And I was like, yeah. I just don't remember when it was sent. Oh, gosh. I would have to check. It was well after it should have been sent, but long enough that it should have been there by now, I think. I feel like 2 weeks ago I was expecting it to have already been there. I should probably try to grow some amaranth if I have any seeds left. They were beautiful last year. Is it okay timing to put the amaranth in? Because I put it in before thinking, because it was a million tiny seeds. Candace, for those of you that didn't know, Candace lives closest to me, and she brought a bunch of seeds for me I feel like it was still winter because I wasn't as excited about them as I was while I was planting them. Like I didn't get as excited as I feel now. Their amaranth seeds were tiny. This is not amaranth, this is foxglove, but they were tiny like this, like just little dust, essentially. So I spread the whole seed packet of 1,000 seeds into one garden bed along a border between 2 garden areas, and I was like, if they don't come up, oh well. If they do, great. And then Melanie, literally, Alex, Melanie's reaction when I was saying how you said, like, where are you going to put any more flowers if we go to the garden center? Rototill me a new bed, peasant. He says, yeah. Had my niece's gift arrive in just over 24 hours, and you live in, like, not where I live. I live not that far from where things are. Like, things should be faster. I don't remember, I should probably get them. Yes, we didn't get them for the black. They were a mixed tray. We were over the moon when they came out. That's so cool! I love flowers that are both beautiful and deadly. Foxglove. Oh, is that deadly? I didn't plant any. The seeds bothered me. I don't know why. Very small seeds bother me. I don't like any seed packet that says start indoors in a soil-less mix. Like, I want to try growing petunias, but every seed packet I read said, start inside in a fine-grained soil-less mix. And I'm like, what kind of patience do you think that I have? I thought I could throw the seeds in the dirt and they were going to make me flowers. That's what I wanted to do. Obviously, next year I will probably be way more invested in my own flower garden. Like, honestly, I'm watching myself become obsessed with something next year. Like, flowers are such a fun obsession because it gets taken away from you. Like, for me, I have, like, craft ADD. I have ADD, like regular ADHD. But I also have this thing that I think is probably an ADHD thing that is like, I love something until I love all the energy out of it. And I don't hate it. Like crochet, I still love crochet. I still want to make, sorry, I'm also doing two things at once here. I still want to be doing crochet stuff, but right now I'm not interested enough to be motivated. I need to be like hyper focused on something to maintain a level of motivation to keep doing it on a regular basis. So like when I'm into crochet, I can crochet for 8 hours a day, every day for weeks without feeling like, wow, that's crazy that you're doing that. But in this right now, I'm feeling that way about the garden, but the garden will be taken away from me. In October, the garden will be taken away from me. It just will. The winter will come and the winter will take it. But how interesting, that may allow me to maintain this hobby long term because it will be seasonally taken away from me, which is kind of like what I need for most of my crafts. Yeah, it's the hyper focus. I do the same thing. Well, I'm kind of thinking that it seems like the homestead lifestyle vibe is supportive of the ADHD, hyper-focused, hyper-not-interested brain, because during the seasons, like, the seasons really do dictate what you're going to do, and also, like, I love making things, and pretty much homesteading is, like, figuring out a way to make all the things, you know? I'm not a monogamous crafter, Laura. I love that. I'm a polycrafter. I'm into a lot of crafts. If you insulate your beds with straw after the first frost, not before, you'll have issues with mice. Oh, true. You might have really good luck even with annuals coming back next year. Well, Sid, what I was thinking of doing for this year was cover crops for our vegetable gardens. Like, just doing cover crops that will grow a hay or a straw or a grain, like nothing major, just something that I can, like, rototill in, but that during the winter time I can also rip out patches of to give to the chickens. Strawberries are better than petunias. I mean, strawberries are also pretty, but petunias are really pretty. Like, honestly, like, 1 second. I'll be right back. They're just in my front garden. I'm just gonna grab this one thing. I'll be right back. Just hold on. Just talk amongst yourselves. Honey, I'm home. Just like okay, I get it. They're like, okay, hold on. Read this yarn. You just stand here for a minute. I just need a little piece of something white. Do? Just to stick all the flowers. No, that's too big. Why is there a pumpkin over there? Because it was sitting over here and it's pretty. It's pretty and it's not rotten, so that's why it's sitting there, because it didn't rot, so it gets to survive. Okay. Is that a real white pumpkin? Yes, Mary Grace, it's a real white pumpkin. I don't know why it didn't rot, but since it didn't, it's living here, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to show you the petunias that I just pulled out of my garden. Just, like, I get it that they're kind of, like, I didn't used to care about flowers at all. Gardening with flowers to me seemed like a waste of time and a waste of space. They don't produce anything for you to consume, which I thought was their only value. Plants was their only value. I think once I started keeping houseplants, I started to understand the value that plants can have aside from creating food. So now I'm starting to like enjoy the beauty part of plants, which is like really fun. So I don't know, it used to not be a thing that I cared about. Sorry, I'm just organizing them so that you can see all the colors at one time. And you're welcome, because I just like made you an Instagram photo. Look at this. These are the colors that are in my front garden right now. Look at that one in the front. Is that not literally an insane color? This one. Like what? That's one of my mom's hybrids. Crazy. I'll show you the ones that are my mom's hybrids. So this one. Amazing. This pink one. This very dark purple, and this one. These ones are all of my mama's hybrids. What that means is that she planted lots of petunias next to each other for many years in a row and eventually came up with colors that aren't really at the garden centers, or they're not for sale anymore, you know? Like they're not available, you can't find them anymore because like the one that she bred it from to the one that she bred it to, one of those don't exist. So this is like a typical red petunia, and this is dark red. I know it's showing bright red, but that's because it's trying to accommodate for this. This is like dark, it's not maroon, it's like purple. I don't know why in the picture it looks like it has so much red to it. It has so much like purple in it. Maybe if I put it next to something rather purple and something rather red, you can see. Maybe it'll be able to get it a little better. That's a little better. It's like raspberry. Stupid camera. Anyway, all of these flowers will now be dried and added to the pile for the wedding project. Dun dun dun, the wedding project. Man, they're so pretty. And they make a new flower like every day, which is cool. Gorgeous, right? Oh, that's the other thing. Flower gardens are great for bees and butterflies. And they're like pretty. Yes, they're good for bees and butterflies. Yes, you can plant edible flowers and plants. Edible flowers and stuff. Also, why are we not planting kale decoratively? Honestly, I think I'm going to transplant some of my kale from the backyard into the front yard because my curly kale, like my red Russian kale, it's pretty. Like it looks... I'm imagining like a few big decorative kale surrounded by a bed of like alyssum. Gorgeous. How does she make hybrids? She puts them next to each other for many years and she grows the seeds. I don't honestly know. Do I know if she even knows? No. She probably does because she does the same thing with irises. But she comes every year, a new color will emerge in her petunias, and it will be like one of the ones that she grew this year. She calls it like the ugly. What does she call it? She has a name for it, like the Frankenstein. Like it's basically an accident hybrid, and the accident hybrid came out with a completely different shaped flower, and like 10 plants came out that way, and she grew them all up, and she was like, I don't really like them, I've been leaving them outside, neglecting them, and I was like, I'll take them home. And I've been growing them now, and they're not like petunias, so if you're looking at them as a petunia, you'd go like, eh, but if you look at them as their own individual plant, they're pretty, like the flower is pretty, but if you put it in the middle of a bunch of petunias, you'd go, that petunia looks different, something's wrong with it. But if you see it on its own, it's like a pretty trumpet flower. It's just, some things happen when you let things cross-pollinate or something. There's magic involved. There is decorative kale available. Yeah, but I mean, like, why are we growing decorative kale? Why don't we just grow kale for decoration and get 2 birds with 1 stone? I did that with basil. I put basil and chamomile in all of my flower beds, and I was like, it's just going to be a green to everyone else, but to me, it'll be a food. Thank you so much to the other person who just followed our Instagram. We have 42 followers. That's awesome, Jess. Maya, I have lots of honeysuckle. I didn't know it was edible. It smells just heavenly. Honeysuckle. What does honeysuckle look like? Because I feel like I call red clover honeysuckle, and that's wrong. Honeysuckle. Nope, that is not what that is. That is a different thing. Very good. Red clover is different. It is kale. Lol, they just call it decorative. Oh, it is kale. Okay. Okay. So, I planted amaranth. The seeds came up, I think, unless weed seeds just came up, which is possible, because I've been weeding the garden, but I mean, I live in the country and I'm not a gardener, so I don't know. I can't tell. I Googled amaranth seedling, and I think that it looks the same. The seedling that is coming up where I planted the amaranth, so I think it's amaranth. But the seeds were so small that I didn't care when I sowed them, so I don't know if they were going to survive. Same thing is going on with my poppies right now. I planted so many California poppies, and the rows where the California poppies are planted, I don't think anything is obvious is coming up. So I'm trying to decide, do I plant more things there now, or do I just wait longer? How long do I wait before I decide the poppies didn't work? And I'm not talking about the poppies that I put in last week, the ones from Candace, beautiful varieties of poppy. I didn't have pictures of them, but the varieties listed were beautiful. No, I purchased California poppies. I purchased a seed packet. So I don't know. It said that I could sow them directly outside, but everything I've read online, people are like, poppies like to be sown inside. Petunias need to be sown inside. There's another one that needs to be sown inside that has such tiny, tiny seeds. Maybe it is petunias. I don't think it is. I think there's another thing, though, that my mom was always, like, telling me. The seeds are just so small. You have to, like, spray them with a spray bottle when they're growing. Like, the seeds, because they're so little, you'll wash them away. Every time someone mentions growing poppies, all I think is, out in the opium fields. Lol. I hope that any of my poppies bloom. My mom has one this year, Sid, that, she said, I think it's just a regular poppy. And I'm like, what does that mean? She's like, I don't know, a big reddish orange big poppy. But the pods that haven't opened yet, like they're not opened flowers, are about this big. Like, they're about like that big. They're like an oval shape, so I'm trying to make like a oval shaped fist. I'm not trying to be any weird thing. But they're almost as big as a fist, and they're going to open into a poppy. And she was like, I don't even know, she didn't plant anything there. Like, they survived from last year. Her poppies survived from last year, and the poppies they're going to put out this year, like, they're going to have to be as big as a, like, not petunia, not daylily, not dahlia, peony. They're going to be, like, as big as a peony, because they're so... The pod that hasn't even opened yet is huge, so I'm excited to see what happens there. My poppies are nowhere near anywhere where my mom's are, but I think hers either self-seeded in the fall, so they had, like, winter development. Like, her chamomile is already, like, full 3-foot tall, 3-foot wide bushes of chamomile covered in flowers, so it could be the black magic that she does to make her plants, like, amazing, but when I say black magic, I mean like her magical green witchcraft thumb. My mom's not literally casting spells on her stuff, but she's very like loving to her plants, so there is some element of her plants love her back for sure. Well, if you ever find the binder that came with the seeds, you will see a pic of what the seeds should look like. Well, all of them had information on the actual packet. That's why I wasn't super concerned about what they look like. I figured, like, I could tell when you went on your seed buying binge, Candace. I felt like we were in the same headspace. Like, the headspace I'm in now is the headspace you were in when you started hoarding seeds, because I'm now there. That's who I'm becoming. I am becoming a person who has packets of seeds that aren't going in the ground right now. So, Candace, I think that my soul sister just Googled opium and poppy. Apparently it's derived from the seed house, not the seeds. The seeds are innocent, and white poppies are more opium potent. The seed casing is where the opium is. Interesting. Hi, everyone. It feels like so long since I've been on here. Hi, Jessica. Good morning. Nice to see you. Yep, that's where I was. Yep, good. So we received our tent in the mail for our was pretty must buy. Yep, I am doing that right now on Baker Creek and Ontario Seed Company, OSC, Ontario Cannabis Store. No, Ontario Seed Company, OSC. Ontario Seed Company, OSC. I have 2 full carts. I haven't hit go yet because in my head I'm like, I know they're for next summer. I've already got this summer planted, but I'm also trying to be like, won't it be fun in December to do this when it's cold and miserable? Won't it be fun to do that next time? Jess, what shall I use to dye fabric next? Ooh, what's out right now? You could use, I have Coreopsis blooming now, which is so exciting. Am I saying that wrong? Coreopsis? Is it Coreopsis or Coreopsis? I have them blooming now though, look. These things are really good for natural dye. Check out these beautiful primroses. They're so soft and fluffy. They look like those paper flowers that you can make. And then I have these dudes, geraniums. See my chamomiles blooming? This is a buttercup here. This is our decorative willow. So pretty. What else do I have? The anemone. White anemone. So pretty. Oh gosh, it smells good. Yes, but also if you regularly eat poppy seed baked goods and get a drug test, you'll ping opiates panel Mythbuster test, and it was wild how long just regular seeds ping a test. That's crazy. That's interesting though, isn't it? Like, yeah, it's like, ooh, that's a flawed test. I also heard this morning, I was watching one of my internet news people, you know, like my YouTube news people. Sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable but not look super weird. Hello? Did you guys hear that? It was like a high-pitched noise. You did hear it? Okay, good. Good, because as soon as I started saying it out loud, I was like, uh-oh, I'm saying that I'm hearing a high-pitched noise that nobody else can hear. What dose of alum do you use? I use, like, a tablespoon for a skein of yarn. I'm not very measury. I'm not a measured person. What was I going to say, though? I was about to start a story, or work on a story that I'm trying to tell. Anyway, for food, we had a salad. For the food we had from the garden, obviously, it was a salad. We had radish greens. We had I'm not outside. Thank you, Candace. Good to know. It would be weird if I could sense you that much. That would be a weird soul sister connection, don't you think? We'd have to do some genetic testing at that point. But what was I trying to say? We harvested from the garden kale, collard greens, Swiss chard, rainbow chard, all of which had a heavy dose of rain. So none of it was bitter. We ate all of it, like I ripped it all up after washing it, and we ate it like without cooking it. And I don't like kale, like I don't like the flavor of any of those things. And I've tasted my own kale and I don't like the flavor of those things, but after a big rain, it seemed to have diluted the flavor of all of the greens, and we had a really good salad. So yeah, the radishes, I pulled every other radish in my row of radishes, and they're not radishes yet. It's just like 2 leaves and like the stem, but the stem tastes like spicy like a radish and the leaves are like a lettuce green. So we had a bunch of radish in there, a bunch of nasturtium in there. It was really fun. It was a really good tasty meal. And eggs, hard-boiled, well, pickled eggs. They're hard-boiled, but I mean, they were hard-boiled and then pickled. So that was fun. We received our wedding tents. We got 2 tents for our wedding. What does alum do to the yarn? I've ordered some, but I'm not actually sure what it does. So Jess, it's an aluminum salt. It is a metallic salt which causes a chemical reaction between the dye particle and the yarn. So, or not a chemical reaction, a chemical bond, I should say. So when you get the alum on the yarn sticks really well to the yarn, and then you rinse out all of the alum out of the yarn, and alum will hold on. So you are only rinsing out the excess when you rinse your yarn. Sorry, I also have peekaboo hairs on my face. I can feel them, but I can't see them. I just know there's one somewhere around my nose. I keep feeling it. Anyway, and the alum will bond the yarn to the dye. That way, if you were to, for example, dye your yarn with onion skins, it'll set for a long time. It'll be fairly color fast and light fast, but if you use alum beforehand, your color is going to be brighter, more intense, and it's going to last longer over time. It will last more washes, it will last better out in the sun. It just helps set the, it sets the color better, but it binds the color chemically to the yarn, as opposed to it just staining the yarn. Like with a natural dye that doesn't have any mordant at all, you're essentially just staining, but the mordant makes it like really hold on. It's just like a really good chemical glue. I am not educated in this. I just know what I know from learning it, so don't, like, if I'm wrong, don't be mad. I'm not wrong, but I mean, like, if I explained it poorly. That's possible. Making my kids clean up their mess in the living room before they're allowed to on the TV. They hate it. So honestly, the thing that scares me, Rebecca, about kids, one of the things that scares me is the fact that when I want them to do something, they'll make it difficult. Like, I don't know, if Alex is like, Laura, can you get me a cup of water? If every single time that he asked me to do something, I was like, I don't wanna, like, just like child vibes. I don't know, I am at, please clean up before you watch TV. I just want to watch my cartoons. But at the same time, like, you're not paying rent, little one. Clean up your toys. But it's not even just toys. Toys are not that bad of a mess. It's like the little dirt particle things. You know? Like crayon shavings. I say that as if I'm not someone who currently has wood shavings and leaves on my floor, but like, I'm just saying. I don't know that I'm emotionally ready for it to be somebody else's shavings on the floor, you know? I tried to dye yarn with buttercups and it just washed out, so hopefully that will help. Yes, it might help, but it might also not be a yellow flower that, so, okay, once you start getting into natural dye, like, and you start going on that, like, rabbit hole, something that I learned is that there are certain chemicals that cause colors. So there are like 4 chemicals that cause yellow, but only 3 of them are chemically correct to bond to the mordant or whatever. So if the buttercup doesn't have the correct chemical for yellow, it might have the chemical for, like, I don't know, something else. It might not have the chemical for yellow that holds a yellow color. Like red, the chemical for red is hard to isolate and bind to things. Anyway. I was going to say no just to freak you out. Hold on. Alum is a mordant. Oh no! I was going to say no just to freak you out, but I thought I should put my father's sense of humor away for today. Yes, thank you. Appreciate, because you would have freaked me out because I am easily freaked out. I should never admit that sort of thing on the internet. That's what my daughter is doing. I'm sorry, Rebecca. Dina, Rebecca, this may teach them to clean their messes right away in the future. It won't. Sorry, Mom and Dad. It won't. Add a little cream of tartar too. I mean, if you're being extra after you finish with your natural dye, add a drop of conditioner to the yarn when you're letting it do its final soak. Do a little bit of cream of tartar while you're doing your pre-mordant. That should help with the fact that the aluminum salt, this aluminum sulfate, alum, it doesn't burn your yarn, but it roughs it up. Think of it like exfoliating your yarn to make more surface area for the yarn to hold on to dye, but because it exfoliates your yarn, like yarn is like a string, right? And like it has all those things that hairs have, but if they're smooth, it's nice and soft. If it's flaky, then it feels rough. The cream of tartar helps re-smooth it back down. Sorry for so many questions. You make me feel good about myself when I can answer questions, so I appreciate you asking questions that I feel relatively competent to answer. Where do you get cream of tartar? The grocery store. It's in like where the spices and stuff are. Like if you can get garlic powder or like garlic salt, like those types of mixes, it's in that section. Or where the sugar is, or where the vinegar is. Like it's that zone of the grocery store. Grocery store though. But good call, Laura, on the cream of tartar. And I hope so. Hold on. What am I? Okay. Roxana. Hi, Roxana. Hi, your plants and flowers are looking good. Also, your sweater. Thank you. My plants and flowers are looking good despite me. They are not looking good because of me right now. It's despite me because I have been fairly neglectful to my indoor plants. Obviously, I still water them, but I haven't been like giving them affection and like staring at them for hours on end, because my depression has finally waned. I'm just kidding. That's not actually why, but probably it's related. But no, the garden out in the backyard has been taking so much of my attention. But now we've got our, yes, the spice aisle for sure. But now we've got our wedding tent. It's arrived. So we are going to do a dry run of opening it, taking it out, and setting it up in the next month. We've got time, obviously. But the tents have now arrived. So now we have our venue is fully set. We have the tent for the wedding. Alex already called the city about getting the marriage license and about the officiant and about our name change. And just like general, he did a lot of like back end work. So that's good. And I did the garden is ready. The garden just needs time now. All we need to do is keep adding time and water. What colors or plants are you thinking will work with alum? I don't mind if you don't know. I'm happy to experiment. We'll definitely experiment. But I would say if you're doing natural dye, don't be aware that mostly you're gonna get like orangey yellow to brown. Like that's your range of colors mostly, is like brown, brownish orange, yellowish brown, yellowish green, brownish green, orangish brown. Like this is your color range realistically. Yes, you can get red and you can get blue and you can get purple and you can get pink, but realistically most things are going to give you varieties of yellows and browns, which is great. If you're looking to get things that are like a true blue, you need to go a little bit outside of like the experimental natural dye. Like you can't just wander through the woods to find a blue, unfortunately. Not a real one that's going to hold on to your yarn or your fabric. But I would say just literally pick things that you think and try it. I did that for the first year that I was doing natural dye, and I discovered that clover, red clover, makes a really nice pale green yellow. But it's not in the natural dye books. The stuff that's in natural dye books for like true colors is because they were like looking for dye for projects, right? Like we need red to make the dress for the thing, as opposed to you're just making one ball of yarn at a time. So adventure. Irises, like the plant, the irises plant, the roots of the iris plant will give you a very, very dark slate gray, which is cool. So if you can find that. I've heard that dandelion root can also give you a color, but I forget what the color was. Maybe it's also dark. What's another thing that has given me color that I liked? Wild rose bushes, the plant part will give you a nice color. Onion skins, of course, Laura. My favorite. Still. Always. I think always. Onion skins and avocados for sure. Avocados and onion skins are they're probably my two favorite things to dye with. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Black walnuts are really something, though. Could you please show your sweater? Because it seems interesting. It is interesting. Sorry, I just need a stretch. Oh, okay. It is a hexagon. That appears that I did something wrong, right? Like when you look at this, does it not appear like we've got like a little bit of a spiral going? I think that I must have been moving a stitch somewhere because it's not perfectly straight. Grapes too. Well, the grapes give you a beautiful blue, and honestly, from my experience, it's wash fast, light fast, like it's a color fast dye, but apparently it's not. So Concord blue grapes technically are not considered they're fugitive. They're not a permanent dye, but mine have stayed very blue. How did they dye clothes in medieval times? Well, most likely throughout the year, it would be like if you needed to dye something, you'd do it yourself at home. But for the most part, it would be like a community thing that happened like annually, because it often involved pee. Because in the olden days, you would use urine to get the urea. What is it that's in urine that has the thing? Old urine is good for setting dye. It's a good like fixative for things facing you. I have heard to keep pieces from slanting, be sure to turn the work and not just chain up and continue going around with the same side pacing. Oh. Yeah, I probably did that. I probably just kept going in a circle. Did you dye the blue yarn in the background? No, that was naturally dyed, not naturally dyed, it was dyed by Frida. Frida actually spun that yarn and dyed it. I thought it was so pretty, I wanted to put it in the background because it catches your eye. Uric acid, thank you, urea. What did I say? Urine, did I say urea? Uric acid, whatever. It was a fixative, so you'd save up pee with your neighbors and then everybody would set their dye at the same time. That would be for things like indigo for blue, but for different colors they had different things, like different types of bark would be for different colored, but for the blues of the time it would have been indigo, for red it would have been madder root. I imagine onion skin had to have been done back then, because it is such a beautiful color that is so strong and striking and gold. I can't imagine that you'd have that available and be like, nah, it's too average. So I imagine onion skins would have been a popular thing, but I don't know. Traditional woad dye is done with pea, but you can use regular ammonia, I think. Yeah, I have not done any natural dye with pea yet. I'm not saying I won't do it, because I definitely will do it at some point, because I think everything is interesting to do with natural dye, but back in then, I'm so excited to just experiment with different plants. Jess, that was my first year of natural dye, and it was really fun. I mean, honestly, I say first year of it, but anytime that I see something that I'm unsure if it'll work for dye, I want to try it, so I wouldn't say just now. Woad? I say woad like toad. Am I saying it wrong? I think so. Most blues in northern areas would have been woad. Interesting. It stinks. Don't do it in the house, I imagine. Interesting, dear ones. Thank you. Yes, very interesting. Often interesting. But what I was going to say, Jess, is that's how I found that ivy, like English ivy. We have it growing in our yard. That it grows like, we have an area of our yard that looks like it was intentionally planted with just ground cover things, which is great, but one of the things is English ivy, and that's like not cool to have wildly growing because it'll just take over areas, but it's contained in the area it's growing here. Anyway, it got overgrown last year, and I was like, well, I guess I should try to do a natural dye with it, and it made a really pretty like sage green. So yeah, experimenting is the most fun way to do it. Just be careful when you're picking plants if you don't know things, because you don't want to touch something that you could have a reaction to. So make sure you know the basics of like stinging, I was going to say oak, but that's wrong. Poison oak, poison ivy, stinging nettle, generic other plants that could cause reactions. There's also certain plants that if you pick them and then you boil them, they will cause respiratory distress. So just Google your things and make sure it's safe first, because certain things aren't. That's all. I did a dye with some cranberries. It came out a super nice rosy pink. Did it stay? Juju, happy time. Hello. If I remember correctly, they used urine for the ammonia, molecules to dye in the medieval times. The true bright green was made, and it was the most expensive color. The true bright green was made, and it was the most expensive color to get. Yeah, green is very hard to get because green fades to yellow. You have to mix blue and yellow to make green. You can't like boil a leaf and hope that green will happen. It just never will. I would never have thought green was the most expensive color to make. Well, it's the most difficult color to make. I don't know why. I do know why. I don't know why plants decided to only give up their yellow when we boil them, but they do. You boil a green plant, it gives you yellow. So you just have to mix it with blue. I'm so happy I joined because I'm learning so much. Well, I'm glad you joined too, because it makes me feel nice to talk about yarn things. And purple. Purple. You need to mix red and blue for purple. Can you use grass? Yes, but you'll only get a pale yellow. I did grass. That was when Alex and I still lived in Toronto. I was doing natural dye in our 1-bedroom condo apartment in a high-rise tiny condo in right downtown Toronto. I don't know that I would necessarily recommend that, and I definitely trashed our kitchen 1,000 times doing that. But also, you should have a separate set of pots for natural dye. Just don't use the same set of like cookware for your natural dye that you're using to eat. And if you've already been doing that, stop. It's bad practice. Even if only you've been using onion skins to dye up till now, it's bad practice. You have to get into the habit of not mixing natural dye tools with eating tools. Am I talking to myself as much as I'm talking to you? Maybe. But what I would recommend if you haven't done that is just go to a thrift store and buy a $3 large pot for boiling yarn with. Oh man, I remember watching it back then. The good days. All of these have been the good days, right? No. I was actually pretty depressed when we were in Toronto. But I did love that apartment. But I literally could not fit my stuff in there now. I don't think I could live there alone now. Like physically. Like, I think that I have acquired way too much stuff. Today is the day of learning, but I always learn so much with this group of intelligent people. Isn't it lovely to be able to just sort of get together with friends and just chat about things that we're interested in and learn stuff from each other? Love that for us. Rebecca, poison ivy is not my friend. Same. I'm still healing. I got my first touch this year. I'll show you. Don't put me on wiki feet. This is where it's healing. This is my first brush with poison ivy, and that's like a month old. I should not have showed you my legs. They are not currently shaved. Anyway, that was my first interaction with poison ivy, and I actually thought that it was bug bites. But then it just kept getting worse, and then it turned into a rash, and then I showed my mom, and she was like, that's what happened to me. It started off like not a big deal, and it just kept getting worse and worse. And then I had a secondary reaction the second time that I wore my ankle brace. My ankle brace had been poison ivied. Cabin Boy Knits has lots of natural dye videos. I like them! They're so cute! I like that channel. I also like both of those gentlemen, and I like that they are Canadians. They are Canadians. I don't know that they're Canadians, but they totally are, right? They are. I can't get rid of it without steroids. It doesn't... Oh, well, I'm sorry. That sucks. Mine is going away. It's ugly, though. Don't put me on WikiFeet, Laura, 2021. Cabin Boy Knits, yes. On Discord voice chat tomorrow evening. What day is it right now? Wednesday? Yeah, let's do tomorrow evening. Yeah. Sorry I forgot yesterday. Not yesterday, last Thursday. It was because I was outside, and I just forgot, and then I came in and checked Discord before I went to bed, and it was Sid being like, I don't think I can come today, and I was like, I didn't go! What did you use to dye your first bit of yarn or fabric? Onion skins. Onion skins. Onion skins. The best natural dye. It makes a beautiful dark green. Like, I'm talking like dark green, and it makes a beautiful gold. Let's see if I remember this time. Yeah, let's see if we can do it. Thursday, tomorrow, Discord chat for all of the patrons and everybody in the Discord, which is supposed to be all patrons. You see how the math is working. There is a Discord chat, a private Discord chat. If you would like to join this Discord chat tomorrow, we're doing a Discord voice chat. We can all phone call together, essentially. Join the Patreon, and then you can come to the Discord chat tomorrow evening. What time do you want to do it? Can we do it a little later? Would you guys mind if we do like 8 o'clock? Tomorrow's Thursday, 8 p.m. No, I'm filming tomorrow. And I'm going to need to leave at sunset for a period of time. So what if we do 7? Like 7 until... we could just do what we did last time, 6 to 8. I need to film the sunset. I'm filming a vlog tomorrow. I was supposed to film it on the weekend, and then I didn't. I filmed portions, and then I was non-motivated. Jess, you haven't even done onion skins yet? Like, are you even a natural dyer? Onion skins is going to change your life. Like, this is onion skins. All this is onion skins. All the colors in here, this is all onion skins. So this yellow and gold, this is alum, and then the gold part, I added wood ash solution and dip dyed it. That's what made it bright gold. And then this one is alum with iron. The green will be iron. Look at that. We can do it another time. We don't have to pick a time that only works for me. I'm pretty flexible. I mean, no, I'm not. I'm such a diva. But no, we can move it around. Laura has a buttload of onion skins. Ask me how I know. A buttload is not a real number. I have a metric ton, Candace. It's in the room I'm sitting in. I'm looking at it. Has not been used yet. I can't do Thursdays. We've been doing 5 to 7 because Laura has dinner around 7. I'll be at a graduation party. Well, again, we can move the time. Why don't we discuss in the Discord, and we will decide by end of day today, okay? So if you're watching this later and you want to come to the Discord chat tomorrow evening, Thursday, June 3rd evening, you comment in the Discord what time works for you, and if Thursday evening doesn't work for you, comment times that do so that we can coordinate. I've only done Buttercup. Yesterday was my first ever time. Oh my god, welcome. Sorry for like throwing information at you and also being like elitist. I'm not trying to be elitist. Natural dye is for literally everyone. But get a different pot to do your natural dye in. Just because food should be separate from crafts. Because you are using metal salts, and yes, aluminum sulfate is a pickling salt. It's not toxic. It's not going to hurt you. Just so that you get used to it, because iron is toxic. You don't want to be ingesting iron water solution, and that's a mordant and a color modifier. So get a different pot for your natural dye. I will post in the general chat text channel on Discord. Sounds good. Thank you very much, Sid. I appreciate that. Let me get back to my knitting. You need to do onion skins. That's the rule. What else has been the goings on? Oh god, oh god, oh god. Hold on. Okay, we're okay. Just had one of those feelings where I thought I dropped. I read the comments while I'm still trying to finish my sentence, and my mouth just reads out the word I'm like reading instead of letting me finish my own thought. Like my brain is still coming up with the sentence I'm trying to say to you. I glance at the chat and then my brain's like, I'll just throw in one of the words that I see. No! I'm still, I thought I was gonna have dropped a stitch. That's what the sentence was. Geez, brain, can we not just be on the same page all the time? Hello? Like, hashtag rude. And now I've gotten to an area of my yarn that's broken. What do I do? Okay, you guys, help me. My yarn is broken. Not all the way. But one of the strands is broken in my knitting here. What do I do? Do I break it and tie it together, or do I knit as though it's not broken? What's the vibe? I need help. How many onions do I need? Can I use both types of onions? Use one type. Use yellow. Yes, you could use both types, but use one. Start with just yellow onion skins, like the gold papery skins, just the dry stuff. You think cut and tie? All right. I'm taking you for your word for it. I ripped and tied. Rip-tied. What am I going to say? Stitch it as if it's not broken. Well, you were too late, Juju. You can just start knitting with the new strand at the edge as though you were changing colors. I already am this far in, though, so I literally couldn't do that. Because I don't know how to undo work knitting. I already ripped it, and so this is where we're at. Just accept what's happened. I would just knit. Well, your comment was too late. I already ripped it, so I may be last minute Laura, but I am very quick to decide things, Laura, also. Last minute and very quick to decide things. What was I gonna say? For the onions, yeah, just use the yellow dry papery skins from regular, like a bag of onions, the ones that go on sale for the least amount of money. Those onions, the dry skins, only the dry papery skins, and use one bag of onions worth. I'm last minute and indecisive. That's great. Super good for your mental health. Am I right, Maya? It's fine. It's wool, so it'll hold. Yeah, I think it's too late for that now. I'm just knitting it in. Just knitting her. Give her some slack, then reel her in. Anybody remember that movie? Dang, flash food at a store here has 4.5 kilograms of fiddleheads. Holy mackerel. You do flash food, Candace? You and my mom. Holla to the flash food. I'll come to my mom and dad's farm to exist, and my mom will be like, would you like some ham? And I'll be like, okay. And she'll pull out like a kilogram of sliced ham, and she'll be like, it was $2 on flash food. But like, you didn't even want it. It was just $2 for food. I look on flash food for fish, because whenever there's like a fish, like mackerel, I'm like, well, I wouldn't buy that otherwise, and now it's $2, so I will buy it. Flash food is basically like foods that are close to their expiration or close to their best before date. The grocery store system of Real Canadian Superstore, they've created an app so that they can put things on there for like extreme discounts and you can go pick it up. So sometimes it's things that are like out of season, like I don't know, like frozen food that's Christmas themed or something like that. And after Christmas, it'll all go on like a crazy clearance that they don't want to deal with in store. But also they do that with like regular stuff, like I guess fiddleheads. No fiddleheads here, London. I wonder. Well, there's fiddleheads in like the eastern provinces. Like that's like their vibe. So where are fiddleheads from before? Oh, that's awesome, Jessica. The Harry Styles cardigan? Totally. She's gonna make one. Or something like it anyway. That's awesome. I saw someone who did it all in white and I thought that was really cool. Do I have to chuck the colored water once I've finished with it, or is there a way to save it and reuse it? So the colored water, you can reuse it and you'll get another color of yarn the second time. Some people keep those are called exhaust baths. Like you keep using the water until the dye is exhausted, there is no dye left. So yes, you can. If it's a color that you can make really easily, like onion skins, you don't have to. Like, you don't have to save the water and re-dye until the water is clear. But if you had like an expensive pigment, like if you had purchased woad or madder root or indigo, then I would say, yeah, you'd probably want to reuse those dye baths as many times as you can to get as much color out of it as possible. Each time that you put a skein of yarn into that water, though, it will be lighter color than the one before it. So if I were to have reused this dye bath, I would have ended up with a paler yellow. If you have a septic tank, don't dump solutions with alum down your drains. Well, if you have a septic tank, also don't put anything down your drains, honestly. Like anything. Like it's like toilet paper and water. That's what's allowed down your drain. And obviously, like, the things that you flush down. But yeah, no, for my iron water solution, that gets poured outside, and so does the alum solution, both of which are not toxic to the environment, but they're not good for you. Like, you would never want to drink either of those things. Spit splice it. Well, I didn't do that already, Laura. That would have been a good idea. Splice the yarn. Or do one of those, I do it with embroidery floss, where you like connect two pieces. Some of the natural dye I've seen from exhaust baths are very pretty pastels, and some of them are still really bright. Like onion skins, your second dye bath from an onion skin bath is going to be bright. And the other cool thing is, if it's not super bright, you can add a little bit of iron water into that dye bath, and the green that you'll get, the army green result, will be still very dark and saturated, even if the yellow isn't super bright on the second exhaust bath. What I'm talking about is, if you see the dark green that's in here, it's like an army green. That's from having iron water, which I made by having rusty items. You add rusty items to a jar, add half a cup or a cup of vinegar, and then if you added a cup of vinegar, you add 3 cups of water. Mix that and let it sit for 2 weeks. That liquid has bits of iron in it and it's acidic. You add that into your natural dye bath and it will turn the color from the gold to that dark green. So even though if you're using a second dye bath, the yellow you would get from this would be pale yellow, the green will still be very dark green. That's how you got the multicolored effect. Yeah, so what I did was, with my skeins of yarn, they would be like in that long loop where how you dye it, and I would dip half of it into one thing and half into another. Okay, ooh, is that how you get the multicolored effect? Yes. Jess, I will save some then. How should I store it? For the onion skins, just put them in a plastic bag. When I'm storing them, I just put it in the freezer. That way I know where it always is, and if there was any moisture on the skins, it's not going to like make anything rot. So if you have space in your freezer, I would say get a Ziploc baggie and just start packing them in, keep it in the freezer. But it doesn't really matter. You can just keep them in the, like, under the counter. They're like dry and papery. I buy bulk onion and pull all the skins out of the bin to add to my bag. Laura, I've totally done that and gotten super weird looks. Like, that's not the part that you're supposed to buy. Can you imagine if you did that, like, with the corn? You know, like shucked your corn, but then, like, kept the corn husks? That's essentially how I feel people looked at me when I did that with the onions. I was like, I'm still paying for them. I'm going to pay for the weight of onion skins. I'm buying 2 onions filled with papery onion skins. I've totally done that. I asked Alex if it would be weird if we asked them if they could save them, and he was like, it's a big grocery store. They probably won't. But they also did give me all of their tulips, you know? Like, they like, 2 years ago, I went to a grocery store, and it was the end of tulip season, and they had, like, their garden center was, like, full of sad, dead tulips, and they were all in, like, a garbage, they were on a skid to go to the garbage, and I was like, can I has? And they were like, yes, those are garbage. And I gave them to my mom, and they all sprouted daffodils. They weren't tulips. Half of them were tulips. They all sprouted the next year. Like, they're alive plants. And they were garbage. I buy the papery onions when I need some, so I can save them for you. Thanks, Miss Fran. You might be surprised, worth asking at least. Well, I feel like in smaller grocery stores, way more possibilities. In large grocery stores, it's like you need to find someone who doesn't care. You look like Millie Bobby Brown. That is such a nice thing to say. Are you saying that Drake would be interested in me? Or that I look like a child? Because she is beautiful. Well, now she's like, they're like trying to sexy her up, and it's kind of makes me uncomfortable. It's like when they did that to Selena Gomez. I was like, oh, I'm not ready to see Selena Gomez dressed like that. Sorry. That's kind of how I feel about Millie Bobby Brown, but that's not up to me. She's her own person. But thank you. I take it as a compliment because she's very pretty. So thank you. Anyway, oof, I thought it said fiddlesticks, not fiddleheads. My fault for being up this early. Oh, well, thank you, Miss. Fiddlesticks is a great alternative to the F word. Oh, fiddlesticks! Alex says fridge magnet instead of the F word. Oh, fridge magnet! Yep. That's a good option. It's funny because, like, I can swear like a sailor in certain contexts, and then in other contexts, I will actively choose silly. Like silly ways to say things instead of mean ways. No, Miss. Millie Bobby Brown looks like Laura. Well, technically, I'm older than her by a lot. So I'll take it. Millie Bobby Brown does not have these freckles. For the iron water, what vinegar do I use? It doesn't matter, Jess. I would say just use like the clear white pickling vinegar. You don't even need the vinegar. You could do it just by having it sit in water. The vinegar helps the iron break down faster. So I would just say use like either pickling vinegar or white, what's it called? Just white vinegar? I think it's just called white vinegar. I don't think you should use things like red wine vinegar or apple cider vinegar. Just like a plain, you're looking for something just acidic. You could probably just put like lemon juice even. Like, heckin' pupper is the best phrase in year. Heckin' pupper. Love heckin' pupper. Love it. We just swear in my household. We even come up with more offensive combinations. Alex and I were actually having a talk about this, like, yesterday while driving. I was saying to him, can you imagine if the way that we spoke just to one another were somehow written in its entirety, and 500 years later someone could see it? They would think that Alex and I were like a group of people that had a dialect. Like, they would think it's a different dialect than English, because so many of the words that we use, you just swap out either for a goofy exchange, like instead of McDonald's calling it, nope, not family friendly. Calling McDonald's something other than McDonald's. Rusty Old Nails, perfect, Jess. What I used to do when I lived in the city is I would just walk around the city, and on the edge of the sidewalk where the sidewalk meets the road, I would collect whatever rusty bits were there. Sometimes it would be like a piece from a bike or a car. Sometimes it would just be a nut or a bolt. Totally. Rusty nails, perfect. I have a storage unit in my basement. Not a unit, a storage box in my basement of rusty nails. I'm not a murderer or anything. I like that heck is a thing now. Oh, heck. Totally. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it was funny. The idea that if somebody could collect all of the media from you, all of your texts, all of your tweets, all of your whatever, and compile it into a language, how different would it be from straight up English? And I was saying to Alex, like, sometimes we say things and we're just joking around, but we are, like, I'll say something and he'll know what I mean. I won't correct it for what it actually is supposed to mean, you know? The ADHD brain, I love it. Hi. Could I just use normal vinegar that you put on chips? Yes, that is just plain white vinegar, absolutely. Also, you're obviously not from around these parts. You put vinegar on chips. Also, you called them chips, so... They're called fries. Ever heard of it? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't know why I'm being a douche. I'm just in a jokey mood. I'm in such a good mood this morning. I've been in a good mood. Actually, yesterday I was mopey. Never mind. I was going to say I've been in a good mood for a while. Oracle of the Stars. I love that face because I see it like this. When I see that moon face, instead of seeing a moon, I see... That's what I see, just if you know. I'm from the UK. Well, obviously I know that. Chips, vinegar, obviously. Again, I don't know where this character is coming from. She's just, I'm vibing, don't worry about it. Chips and fries are different, not because of names, because of their cuts. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. There's different types of fries. There's home fries, there's for French fries, there's crinkle cut fries, there's shoestring fries. There aren't chip fries. Chips are crisps. Anyway, it's fish and chips. It is fish and chips though, true. Yeah, you're right about that. Fish and chips is a thing. I'm glad I feel the good vibes too, but Mercury is in retrograde and it's ruining... Ugh, no, I'm sorry. What does that mean again? Mercury's going backwards, or we're going backwards, or something's backwards. Retrograde means something's backwards, right? Can you tell that I'm not... I was gonna say I'm not an oracle, but Oracle, you're here and your name is Oracle. I meant to say I'm not an oracle, like a star reading person, but that's an astronomer. Or an astrologer? Man, I'm a Taurus. The more you know. The more you know. Because knowledge is power. Wait, why do you use iron water again? So iron water can be used in place of alum. It will not do the same thing to the colors that alum does. So alum will brighten your colors and give them a warmer, a bolder color. There's more color when you use alum. It just feels like if you did it with no alum and then alum, there's just a little more color got in. If you do the same process but with iron, iron darkens and dims and cools down your colors. So if you were doing an orange natural dye like marigolds, if you add darkness to orange, you get like an army dark green. Like just think of add black. If you added black to whatever your color was, what would you get? If you add a little bit of black to yellow, you get like a dark green. Yellow turns to green. So it's going to be, it's going to be a dark color. If you mordant your yarn with iron, your yarn is going to turn a rusty color while it's in the iron bath. And then when you put the yarn into your dye bath, it's going to be a quick reaction, much darker than with alum. So alum gives you bright, iron gives you dark, and wood ash gives you warm. So if you want to warm up your color, like if you dyed your yarn and it was yellow and you were like, I want it to be more golden, you could add a little bit of wood ash solution or lye. It's like homemade lye from ashes, and that will take you to a warmer place with the colors. If you add a little bit of iron, it'll take you to a cooler place with them. Does that make sense? Hold on. Mercury messes with communication and causes little hiccups and delays. Oh no. You know what's weird? Same. Mercury, Alex and I have totally been weirdly communicating for like 2 days now. Like we're not fighting or anything, but I feel like fighting. Does that ever happen to you guys? Like, for example, yesterday, just because this is gonna result in I have this theory now. I have a running theory. There's a couple of people who watch the stream that like have love of Alex, and they therefore do not like me. So this is going to add to that. Sorry. Yesterday I was feeling very non-communicative. I was having a hard time asking for what I wanted, and I was feeling irritable that Alex was unable to read my mind in any situation. But rather than starting a fight, my feeling in my heart was I just don't want to engage. Like I don't want to ask for what I want. I just don't want to ask, but I'm not going to get mad that I'm not getting it. I just don't want to ask. So like when I'm saying ask for what I want, I mean like I wanted to water the garden and I wanted to ask Alex if he wanted to join me. So when I yelled his name and he didn't reply, my brain went, well, fuck that guy. I'll do it on my own. Like that. It was just, it's not a healthy form of communication. And usually that's not how I communicate. Usually I would just go walk to him and be like, you want to come water the garden with me? And he would go, yep, I need 5 minutes. And then we would water the garden together. Like, it's part of our fun stuff together. But for some reason, it was just like, I didn't have it in me to, totally, it was like a communication thing. And it wasn't typical of me. And I wasn't in like a depressed state. I was just not in the mood to ask for what I wanted. So that's weird that you say that it's communication related. Let me read what else you said, because I'm trying to relate it to myself, obviously. Everything goes haywire. Mercury is related to thinking and communication, so it goes frazzled, and so does tech and other things in life. That's actually so weird. That's so weird. Oh, sorry. Did I say something? Oh, no, sorry. I used the F word. Sorry, Dina. Can you just be telepathic? Totally. Me with my relationship expectations. You love doing laundry? Come on over, Candace. And Sid, well done. 5 weeks of laundry folded away. I have 5 weeks of laundry that needs to be washed. And now we have water. I have no excuse to not do it. Just have a fire, Jess. What would onion with iron water turn out like? Dark green, Jess. Dark green. And time to start collecting some ashes. Definitely. How to make wood ash. Start collecting wood and have a fire. That's what I did. We have a fire pit in our basement, a fireplace in our basement. Why is it a fire pit outside a fireplace? Anyway, a fireplace in the basement. We had fires throughout the winter. I have ashes, and we also live in the country, so we have fires outside and ashes. You're so funny, Oracle. What do I do with the ashes once I collect them? You add water to a jar, add ashes to the water. I can't tell you a measurement because it doesn't matter. It just mix water and ashes and then let it sit for 2 weeks, and you'll have something that is very alkaline, very basic. Do not let it touch your skin. And if you do, make an effort to wash it rather quickly with soap and water. It's not going to hurt you immediately, but it's not good to get that kind of in your eyes or in your mouth or anything. So wash your hands if you get it on you. The ashes are fine. Once it's been sitting, a chemical reaction takes place, which creates a basic solution, an alkaline solution, quite alkaline, like lye. That's how you would have made soap back in the olden days, is with wood ash lye. So, yeah. Thank you for saying astrology isn't science. Astrology isn't science, but it is fun. And it's fun to hear you say that retrograde is about communication, and I have been having noted communication issues. So weird. Do you have any tips on starting a YouTube channel? I plan to kickstart my channel with an iPad Pro unboxing when it comes in. Oh, that's cool. Well, I would say if you're going to kickstart with an unboxing video, you will be an unboxing channel. Think about what you want your channel to be. This is terrible advice. I'm not following this advice. Think about what you want your channel to be ahead of time, because if you decide you want to change things, then people won't be happy about it. Like if you unbox that iPad and then in the next video you unbox yarn and then in the next video you are crocheting, the people who subscribed at the beginning will be like, we're here for tech unboxing. You know what I mean? Retrograde is like an upside down tarot card. Well, that's so weird though. I'm finding that really interesting because like I don't typically believe in most of that stuff. Like obviously like I like to read my horoscope once in a while because it's fun to be like, oh my god, this relates to everyone, but also me. But the communication retrograde thing is actually like I noted. I had a phone call with my sisters last night. We do group chats every little amount of times, every few days. Not every few days, maybe like once a week. Anyway, we were doing one out of our group chats, and I mentioned it to them. Like that my communication yesterday and the day before and the couple of days now has been like not great, and I know that it's in me. Like, yes, obviously there's two parts to everything, and Alex is responsible for himself and blah, but I could feel it within myself that my communication was off, and I didn't know the retrograde thing. So, horoscopes are bunk. Astrology is more nuanced than that. Oh. Man, I'm not a doctor. I don't know anything. Retrograde is like an upside down tarot card. I need to clean the house. My best friend has come back from Scotland and has brought snacks. But again, she doesn't care if it's a mess. Oracle, that's like the you grew up in a clean house PTSD. Someone's coming over. It needs to look like no one lives here. Why? Gosh, my cat is so beautiful. He's over here like... Peekaboo and I have been having moments like that lately where we've been hanging out. Jess, what does wood ash and onion turn out like? Wood ash and onion is this orange. Do you see how in the yellow there's like a golden yellow? Not the one with the green, but there's yellow and then an orange yellow. The wood ash shifted the yellow to that more orange place. Do you see the two colors here? The orange is from the wood ash. Okay, that's good advice. What about actually getting started, disregarding the topic of the channel? Just basic tips. I don't know the actual questions to ask. You might be able to answer. Okay. I would say really, really, really do not overthink it at first because it's not going to matter at first. I know that like it does matter and every step is like Alex would say, every step is a step in the 1 foot on a 500-mile journey or whatever that. For me, I realized I worried so much about putting videos out at the beginning, like how they were going to look, that I took way longer to put videos out. And the videos weren't better because I waited. I would just say, put out videos. Put them out. It's not perfect, put it out. It doesn't matter. In 2 months, that video is already not going to be watched by anyone anymore. So do the best that you can do right now. Don't try and make a video that's going to be representative of your channel in 2 years because you're going to be better at doing channel stuff in 2 years. So what I would say is use the first, since you don't have any subscribers to worry about making upset, do your best, but put stuff on that channel. Maybe make a rule for yourself that you have to put something out every week or every 2 weeks or once a month. Like make a rule so that you actually have to put it out. But like you need to practice editing videos. And the only way to do that is by making them. And even if you've got really good content ideas, it gets lost in the sauce if you don't know how to deliver it. That's something I'm still working on, but practicing your delivery is probably really important. I feel like the channels that I watch the most have really good eye contact. They don't say a lot. The shot is centered nicely. Like the things that I enjoy watching have to do with they are putting out regular content. They are talking to me. I do like being talked to, like specifically, like not being like, I don't know. I guess it depends on what you're doing though, right? You can always remake old videos if you really need to. Yeah, but you can't have a list that's 2 feet long and be like, I can't do any of these until I know how to use a Steadicam. Like, just make it again with a Steadicam if you want to, but make your ideas. How do you store the wood ash and iron water? In the jars that they are percolating in. Rebecca agreed on channels along with people come and go. People do come and go and you have to be okay with it. Oh my God, that's another thing. Just be okay with the fact that people are going to leave. How did you get started? Well, what the frick? What's happening here? Oh no. Uh-oh. Okay. Did I do something wrong? Yes, I did. Hold on. I did a thing backwards. Right? E-I-E-I-O. Okay, there we go. How did I get started? So, way back when, like the makeup heyday of YouTube, percolating is the funniest word ever. It's also not the right word for that, is it? But I like the word too. When I originally started, I was like super into makeup YouTubers. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I liked watching makeup tutorial videos. And as someone who is very easily obsessed by her hobbies, I got super into makeup and I started making YouTube makeup tutorials, but they were more like just like chat videos while I was doing my makeup. I don't even think any of those are on YouTube anymore. I don't even think I have them anymore. Like, I know that they exist because I know I filmed them because I remember filming them, and I know that I posted them. But anyway, we started before that, before I started my own one. Oh, have a good doctor's appointment, Karen. Have a good rest of your day. I would say, what would I say? Hold on. I have to remember where I was in my sentence because it just left. It's gone from my head. Because what was the question? How did you get started? Alex and I were doing vlogs because vlogging was really big on YouTube then, and we were thinking it was so cool. So we did vlogs for a while. That was really good practice just for holding a camera and talking to a camera. But me doing my makeup videos was how I actually started. And then I switched into crochet, and then I switched into Laura and Fauna, which was like me sitting on a couch doing a craft talking about plants or animals. It was like I planned on this whole series called Laura and Fauna, you know, like flora and fauna, except for I'm Laura and Fauna. And it would be me explaining stuff about plants and animals. And I thought those videos were so cute. And now when I watch them, I'm like, oh my God, poor little Laura doing her best. But anyway, I would say for getting started, just get started. I got started with like 3 different varieties of things at once, and I enjoy them. And no, I don't necessarily stick to what my channel initially started as, but true, people will come and go. And some people will stay through the whole journey. Lots of people won't, though. That's like something you just have to be cool with. Like, your numbers of subscribers will go up even if the community changes. Like, who's there might change, and you'll be like, oh, that's weird. I thought this person was like a quote-unquote long hauler. Not that that's like, it's nobody's responsibility to stay at any channel they don't want to, but people go, and then new people show up, and different groups of people will show up together, and different age groups will show up together, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know if any of that helped. I think you should just do it, though, Jessica. I believe in you. And even if nobody believes in you, you can believe in you, and even if you don't believe in you, you can still put out a video that week. I mean, I'm not a good example of that because I failed at putting out a video last week. One more question, I'll be done. Ask as many as you want, girl. I got nothing else going on. What professional camera did you start with, and what do you use now if it's different? I think the first camera was like phone camera, like everybody. First professional camera was Alex, our first camera for vlogging, was that one a Canon or a Sony? Sony A6000. I don't think that was the first one. You think?
I don't know.
I think it was a Sony A6000 was one of the first ones, and then the Canon 70D, and now I'm working on a R6. Man, I don't know, honestly. What 50?
M50.
And an M50 is another one that... Oh, that's my vlogging one now, is an M50. I don't know. What I know is that if I could get the same quality on my phone, I would just film on my phone. I prefer that. Hey, Scrappy, good morning. Look at me knitting. Aren't you proud of me? Because I am. I'm talking and knitting at the same time. My stomach is upset. Stupid nausea. It's so rude. So, is that good? Is that what else was, what's going on? Ask me something else. Let me think of what else I have. Oh, I'm going to be filming tomorrow a vlog because I didn't film this weekend. I filmed clips this weekend, like probably 20 minutes worth of footage, but right? I remember the day you were telling you were changing the way you were holding your needles. Now look at you. Right? I know. I can hold both my needles in one hand while I'm not using them. That's like unheard of. All my stuff for knitting is now in one hand. I'm great but hot. Oh, 106. Too cold. Too hot. Too hot. I'm working on my website, so I'm a bit absent. I still love you, Frida. So what I was going to do this weekend was film, obviously, and then I didn't because I slept in on one of the days, and for some reason that was enough to make me not film at all. Then the second day I filmed, but then we had to do a middle of the day errand, and it threw off my, like, thing. So what I've got in the vlog goals, and see if there's anything that you would like to add to this vlog goals. 41 Celsius, how do you even have plants? How are not you specifically, like how are their plants? 41 Celsius? How do people grow food out there? Like, obviously, like, irrigation and, like, excessive water and whatnot. But I mean, still, like, that seems like, I can't even imagine, like, what do bugs do there? It's so hot. 41 Celsius? Ugh, I'm wearing a sweater right now. I can't even We get like 40 degrees Celsius for like 2 days of the summer, and it's lovely because it's for 2 days. Ugh. I think one of my plants has mealybugs. That'll be fun to treat. No thank you, Maya. Callie is legit heading for a real Dust Bowl situation. Yikes. How long do I keep the wool in the iron alum wood for? So I usually do like an hour. I know you're in an agricultural area. I just mean it's so hot. Like, isn't that too hot? Like, I don't know. My plants suffer when it's like 28 degrees. It seems like everything just sags. We grow everything here. How? I have no idea because it's so gross hot. There must be some witchcraft involved or something. Or science. Maybe there's science. Me too, Dina. Anything above 90. Or Celsius 90. Okay, so the things I want to include in the vlog that I'm gonna film tomorrow, was gonna film on the weekend, didn't film on the weekend. Really good reasons for that. The vlog intentions that I have, and again, if there's something that you want to see or hear about that I haven't listed here, let me know and I will add it to the shot list, things to film. I have garden tour, candling the eggs, letting the hens out and showing our sunrise, feeding the hens and showing off the silky babies. I have to harvest and bundle some mint, collect the eggs, of course, harvest the greens and make a salad, and then I'll show you how I make my salad dressing. And then I want to also try the lilac sugar. Things that are not quite on the list, but if I have extra time, I'll fit it in, is Clover needs a bath, so a chicken bath. Lovely. Of course, peekaboo content, Thunder content. I was thinking of doing a training day with Thunder, like I'll show you all of his tricks and we'll do a little outside thing with him. It can stay in the upper 70s and stay there for me. Oh, that would be nice. Like 70, what's 78? 78 feels like a good number, right? My new fruit trees are super happy. I got a new lemon and lime tree a couple weeks and they love this nasty heat. My lemon tree has gotten sunburned. I'm sure it'll be fine because it hasn't like dropped any leaves, but all of the leaves have burned edges. I brought my lemon tree outside a few weeks ago when the frosts ended, and it was fine for a while and then it got sunburned. It will be fine again, but right now it's adjusting to the light. 10 and 25 is my favorite. It doesn't stay there long. No, yeah, between 10 and 25, that would, yeah. I feel like 24 is like perfect. Honestly though, for me, I feel like 16, 17 is actually perfect because then I can wear a long sleeve shirt and not get sunburned, which is ideal. Like, I like it hot, but I don't like being out with bare arms. Even if I have sunscreen on, I worry now about getting burned because I have to be outside the following day also. So I've been wearing sunscreen, but I worry about like missing an important pale spot and getting like charred. Because again, I have to come back out the following day to do the same things. It's not like I can just get sunburned and then like not go outside for a few days. Actually, all my plants are just happy and my food grown has already been harvested. Wow. That's crazy. Good job on growing food. We need a candle making video. Oh no, I was saying egg candling. That's different, Jessie. Yes, candle making sounds like a fun endeavor to embark upon, but I was saying egg candling, which is basically you shine a light at a fertilized egg and you can see the level of development within the egg. So I have 15 eggs in my incubator. Can you see my incubator? Yes, this right here, this little white thing here, that's my incubator for my eggs. And they are hatching on Sunday of this coming Sunday. We are expecting some babies. I don't know how many. I don't even know how many of them are fertilized because most of them are dark eggs. So we're just gonna hope for the best and see what happens. But these babies are all from our girls. So this is pretty exciting because now all of the chicks are outside. Even the silky baby is now living outside full time. And we now have room again. The house doesn't have any animal smell in it, which is lovely because it's not a terrible smell. It's just a smell of wood shavings, but like it does get dusty having chicks moving around in here for 2 months. Luckily, these chicks, the ones that are coming on Sunday, will only have to be in the house for a couple of weeks because it's summer now, so they'll be able to handle living outside soon, which is great. But yeah, all the babies are now moved outside, and it's so cute because they all stay in their little age groups, and it's a lot of fun to watch them run around and interact with each other. Making paper with seeds that can be used for something to do with the wedding. That's actually already on the list, Candace. Good idea. I don't know if I'll do that in the vlog now because I don't have seeds yet. My thoughts were I would wait until some of my flowering plants were creating seeds to collect seeds for seed paper. Alternatively, I can buy a big bag of seeds, yes. But yeah, we want to do something to do like favors, or maybe we're going to print the invitations on seed paper. We haven't really understood what we're going to do with it, but seed paper is part of it for sure. Excuse me. We have to do that. We have to do that. We have a broody silky sitting. Oh, fun. Our Bantam, man, what is she called? She's Bantam something. Bantam Cochin? Bantam... Man, I don't know what Sweet Pea is. I forget. When we originally got her, I just remembered the Bantam part, and I thought that was her breed, but now I realize Bantam just means small, like Bantam what? So I don't remember what the second part was. But anyway, the Bantam hen, she's sitting on nothing, because I keep taking the eggs away from her, because we have eggs in the incubator. She doesn't need a whole new nest. But she has been sitting now for like 2 weeks. So next Sunday when her babies hatch, once they're all fluffy, I am going to try and put them underneath her and see what she does. And if she tries to take care of them, I might let her. Again, obviously I'm going to watch very carefully because we do have a big rooster and a whole bunch of hens. I don't want them to be at risk or anything, but I do want to see how they do. Also, I've been having second thoughts about our rooster, which is like not great. Either that or I want to think about actually having him rooster neutered because I realized what's been going on. We've got a couple of hens that have been having feathers break on their shoulders and on their back. And I assumed it was from his claws when he gets on top of them to mate with them, which he does every single day, essentially, to most of the hens. Not all of them, not every day, but he's active. The bigger hens don't seem to have any issues. My smaller hens have like bare spots on their shoulder. There will be like a little spot where there's no feathers because they've broken from him being on top of them. I thought it was from his spurs or from his claws. Well, yesterday, while I was getting them ready for bed, I picked him up because I pick up them and I like my chickens. And I put him on my arm like an eagle, and he's very heavy. I couldn't hold my arm upright with the weight of him on. He was heavier than... I'm trying to think of something he's got to be more than 20 pounds. He's a very large bird, and he's very heavy. And that wouldn't be... Do you guys want to see him? He's just outside. I can go get him if you want to see him so that I can explain what I'm talking about. But anyway, I'm having thoughts about him because he's kind of hurting our hens. He's not doing it intentionally. Like, he's not biting them or scratching them. He's so heavy. I'm going to just grab him. You guys want to see him. I know you want to see him. I know it's 10, but I started late, so we'll end off with some rooster content. Just talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I'll be right back with a rooster. Yeah. Hello, mister. All right. Here's our big boy. Hi. This is our big rooster. It's all right, I know. It's very scary inside. His name is Baby. He is handsome, friendly, gentle, and he's not quiet, but he's not loud. He doesn't cause any troubles. Hi. Oh, you're so pretty. And he's so pretty. Like, honestly, hi. Yeah, you're so beautiful. Yeah. He's a beautiful boy. He's got so much floof. He's not as big as he looks. This is all ponytail. Like, his neck is way less than this. That's all ponytail. Or at least that's what I call it. But the problem that we've been having with him, on top of being hella heavy, he's over a year old now, and you can see these. Those are spurs. Those are not his toes. So he has, hi, my little dinosaur. Let me just get you. It's all right. It's okay. He's got his toes. It's all right. I'm showing people your beautiful feet. Just hold on. Hold on to my hand. Like you were yesterday, remember? Here. There. Just stand. It's all right. You can stand. You don't have to fly. Just hold on to my hand. Yes, like this. Oh gosh, the drama. You're fine. Anyway, he's got big old feet, but he has these big spurs on the back now. These big, they're like hard. They don't bend. You can grab them and they pull his whole foot. They're like a bone coming out of there. And they help him balance when he's standing on top of the girls, but they are hard. Like they're a hard bone. Anyway, he's friendly and he's gentle, but he's so large and so heavy. Hold on. Oi, oi, oi. There. He's so large and so heavy that he's hurting my girls. Look at that beautiful wing. He's just so pretty, though. Yes, you're beautiful. Look at that pretty boy. Look at these beautiful saddle feathers, sorry. Look at that. And look at these tail feathers. Look at, he's got red mixed with blue. Are you kidding me? A king. He is a king. But as a result of his size, he's hurting these girls by getting on top of them. Don't touch your face when you're touching poultry, Laura. Because he's hanging out with these girls and getting on top of them, he's hurting them. And he doesn't mean to. It's not intentional. Oh, Jesus, Murphy. Jesus, Mary and Joseph, just sit down. You're fine. You're in zero danger. Well, maybe not zero danger. Anyway, though, he's a gorgeous rooster, but he is causing issues for me now because he's hurting my hens. Again, it's not intentional, not at all. He's a gentle boy. He's just very heavy. And my girls are small, so I don't know. Like, I really like him. I like the sound that he makes. I like the attitude that he has, but I am concerned for the health and safety of my flock. So what I'm wondering is if he gets rooster neutered, will he stop trying to get on top of them? Like, if he is neutered, apparently that's a process you can have done to roosters, and they're called something else once they're neutered, but I wonder if that will make him stop mating with them, because to me that's worth it. Like, if he would stop mounting them, it would be worth it for me to pay to have him neutered, because I really like him. But I really like my hens, you know? It's hard. It's hard to decide because he's a pet, but he's also a protector of the flock. He's also, like, he's got a job to do, and he does a really good job at protecting the flock, but he's also hurting them a little bit. So, again, it's not intentional. He's not trying to hurt them. He's just heavy and large, and my girls are small. So, geez, this neck waddle is just a lot. You just chilling? Yeah. Yeah, see, everything's okay. You and me can just hang out. Yeah, he's a really nice rooster also, if you can tell. He's not super stressed, and he's not super vocal when you're handling him, and he's not escape artisty. He's a really good bird. Like, he's a good bird. And for that reason, I wouldn't want to rehome him because the risk of him turning into food is very high because he's very large. He would make, it's okay. He would make a very good dinner. He's a big boy. Are you a big boy? Are you stressed, big boy? You want to go back outside to your girlfriends? Is this you thinking about jumping? You're gonna jump out of my arms? No way, Jose. How many do you have? Jess, I have 1 rooster currently. We have more roosters, but they are not going to be staying on the farm. Are you gonna poop? Kind of feels like you're thinking about it. Let's put that tail back down. Just keep you from pooping. So we have, let me think. We have 15 adults. 3 10-week-olds, 5 7-week-olds, 4 5-week-olds. Oh no, I'm off. 11-week-olds. So we have 15 grown-ups, 3 11-week-olds, 10, 9, 8. So then we have, what did I say? 5, so 11, 10, 9, 8, 5 8-week-olds, and 4 5-week-olds. And we have 15 babies coming on Sunday. But this is our only meant to have rooster. This is the only rooster we actually intend on keeping. Unless the silky, we have a silky baby. If it's a boy, we'll probably keep it. Because they're small and silly. But this boy is a nice boy. He lets me handle him. He doesn't bite because we've had him since he was a baby. He's stunning also. Look at that tail feather. He's beautiful and he's friendly and he's a nice boy, but he's very big. So I don't know what we can do. Sid, you don't think it'll help with the mounting? That's the problem that I'm having. I don't care that he's like getting them pregnant. I care that he's hurting them. And I'm like, I don't think getting rid of his spurs helps either because it's his weight. Like his weight is big. Okay, you got a lot of feelings. His name is Baby. Anyway, friends, I gotta go because it's 10:30, which means it's time for food. Time for you to have your food. He's like, I'm over this. I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming. If one of you could just write in Discord, Laura, disinfect your mouse, that would be great, because then I'll remember when I come back in after I wash my hands that I also need to disinfect my mouse. So I'd really appreciate that if you could write that in the Discord. To those of you, I think you would have had to do it before he hit puberty. The spurs, I don't know. I haven't researched that. I was just looking at the idea of having him fixed. Look, his head doesn't move even though I move. Yeah? You got feelings? Bye, everyone. Have a good day. Yes, you too. Have a great day. Thank you for coming. I love you guys, and I will see you on Friday. I will see you Friday. Have a good rest of your day. Boys are horny little humpers. That's just how they are. Call a vet or farmer to look up chicken YouTubers. Yeah, I think I will. I'll do a little check. Thanks. I'll drink water, wear a mask, keep connected. Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you're not new, don't forget to like the video. I'd really appreciate it. Also, here's your final bit of chicken content. He had an eye infection when we got him as a baby, and this eye forever has like the white part is bigger. On the other side, it's like a normal eyeball. See? Oh, he's so pretty. Look at those big goob gobblers. Those big gobblers are so beautiful. Look at those earlobes. That's a lot of earlobe there, mister. You're really intense looking. Okay. Love you guys. Have a good rest of your day, and I will see you Friday. Bye. Oh, also, thank you so much to my patrons. I love you guys. Thank you for supporting me on Patreon. If you're not supporting me on Patreon yet, do. Okay, love you. Bye.